everybody, and welcome to the Nerd Large Anime Gauntlet for Spring 2021, episode something another.
9,
that one. I am Jeff Mayo.
I am Darby Hallman.
And that's
I am the Omega. Goku. I wasn't right. That one was bad. I'm ashamed.
Goku, it's so nice to have you on the podcast.
I'm
What a
ashamed.
surprise.
This is my base form.
Oh,
And
okay.
this is Super Saiyan 1.
All right, Super
and
Saiyan 1 does sound the
this-
same as your base form, I have to say.
Super Saiyan 2.
Oh, fuck. We're leveling up. Is this...
This
Is to go even
further beyond.
Was that your final form?
I have transcended. This is Super Saiyan 3.
Jeff, what the hell is this show?
this is a show.
I don't know anymore, so you have to tell me.
This is a show where we talk about anime. Started with 10 shows, killed off half of them.
Dead.
Yep, you can't watch them anymore. I don't know why they're going off of what we do on our show, where they keep a show actually alive.
Yeah,
but-
no, those are actually dead. Except for
Yeah.
Jordan, which is going to come back from the
Yeah,
grave in a few weeks here.
Yeah, we're gonna do some necromancy a little bit
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
here.
But we watch shows every week. We review them, talk about them, and at this point, we probably don't kill them because they're pretty darn good.
Yeah, we don't even have our things over here. So,
I think we're telegraphing our thoughts pretty clearly.
yeah.
So, gentlemen, you ready to get started?
Start 86,
With
episode
86.
10.
Hell yeah. I think this was probably... This is up there with my favorite episodes of this whole show so far.
Mhm.
I again really appreciate that. Like after last week, it just felt like last week felt like a season finale or something. It was like, all right, what the hell? We're just gonna like. I expected like you expect like okay, well they're gonna one up and go more bombastic. But again, I appreciate that it's like nope. Even second to last penultimate episode, we're gonna give you this like very character driven, like make you care about these characters to the point like at the end there where they're like, if there's any doubt, if there's any shred of you who didn't care about these characters, here's this like whole montage to just tear at your heartstrings over and over and over again
For
before
the eyes of this robot
before we
dog.
just punch you in the fucking face. Like, god damn it, fuck you, show.
It felt like season 2, episode 1. Let's go.
And the fact that at the end there, he was carving out something, and that was obviously in the present day, so that means someone or multiple people have died, and we don't know how.
Yep.
God damn, show.
Yeah. I didn't look back, so I don't know if we actually got a good look at whose insignia that was.
Jeff, what'd you think?
I thought it was really good. Yeah, for reasons you said. Just get the character moments in there. Just we stuck around with 86. Didn't even see the Republic or whatever. Not seeing the racist assholes.
I was surprised about that, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And Dari and I were watching it together, and we were kind of like, the credits started going, like, this seems early. And then like, oh, we gotta get it to go. Let's go.
Yeah, I started being like, wow, that was pretty good. And Jeff was like, I don't think it's over. And we looked at it, I was like, oh shit, we have like 8 minutes left.
Yep.
I started thinking that as well, because I clicked on the screen and I was like, oh, it's only halfway done. Okay.
Like, shit.
Strap
Felt
in.
like a full episode.
Yeah, I loved everything leading up to that. I liked seeing like we're starting to see outside of like whatever the bounds of where they've been, like seeing this like bombed out or like, this abandoned town or whatever. It's like I'm already this episode like very well established to me that it's like, oh yeah, y'all could keep this going for several more seasons. There's a lot left that we don't know. And it's like the whole outside
They were talking
world,
about
basically.
other rumors of other like nations or whatever that aren't really affected by this whole war.
Yeah, that's the type of thing I was really hoping. I was like, hoping we learn about like there are other civilizations out there, which I expected was the case.
But we've just been losing cast members. They're gonna need to start adding some.
Jesus Christ, yeah. I think we just lost more. Alex, what'd you think?
It was just a lovely episode. Like, oh my god, like the actual like pacing of it is the thing I really like, because similar to what you said, it wasn't trying to just one up the actual the previous episode. It literally, like I said, felt like season 1, episode 1. Like just everything's chill, just kind of getting to spend time with the characters. I don't know. It was just some pretty good vibes. Cool to see actual main character not being just generic moody boy as well. Seeing his personality actually change.
I think he has to probably be one of my favorite, like, straight up anime moody boys, and he has straight up been anime moody boy. Like, for the
he
whole
is straight
thing.
up anime movie boy, but he does it very well.
Yeah, well, and
He actually has reason to be moody.
yeah,
and-
I'll just say compared to the other ones, they give him a reason to get. Come on, who wouldn't be moody if you heard the voices of the dead in the dying breath? every moment?
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
literally,
no.
as soon as he gets away from that, his like you can see the personality of him like start to change, just because like, yeah, it kind of sucks. So whenever that's not happening, you just see the like, I wouldn't say facade break, but his I guess demeanor change.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the fact that he actually had character growth too. I feel like that's part of my problem with some like anime tropes or whatever, is that it just feels like they're stuck in one way and that's all they are forever. And like the fact that you see him progress, you see him get what he was after and change and everything, I think was like really compelling. But also the fact that like the rest of his crew is a little put off by how like happy he is, which I mean, it's a huge, this person who's been your stoic leader the whole time is suddenly like this. I mean, like, yeah, you'd be like, what's up? Exactly. And the other guy saying like, I'm worried that like, what's he have to live for at this point? And it's like, I kind of like, I don't know. I thought that dynamic was very, very interesting, where it's like, he kind of feels like he got what he was after. So like, he might not be taking this as seriously, which could jeopardize all the rest of them too. Like, yeah, you get that vibe at least.
Yeah. So where do you think the next episode's gonna start? Do you
I
think?
feel like it'll be in the Republic for some reason. I feel like it'll be the Republic and not actually. I don't know if you'll see the 86.
That would be. I agree with you. I think that very well could happen, but
That's what I think as well. I think
Yeah.
there's a chance that at the very, very end it flips back over to reveal something or whatever. But I expected this episode to be all in the Republic. So now that this was the 86, I feel like these last 2 episodes you're gonna get one with the 86 and then one with Lena or whatever is what I'm predicting.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that or somewhat like that is what they're gonna leave us
Okay,
on.
I think you guys are right. That there's a very, very good chance that it's just how this goes.
And it's a strong ending because I'm like, God damn.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, I'll
It's probably gonna
rephrase
leave
it
us
then.
wanting on both ends, like the 86 and Lena's end.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
So, I guess rephrase my question. When we go back to the 86, where in time do you think we are going to, though? Do we think it'll be right after we left off before the montage? And we just kind of see what happens up to that point? What happens with Fido and, I guess, whoever, or how many people die?
I think it will be in the present, but we'll get flashbacks of what happened.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or do you think the Republic has something to do with it, and then we see their side of the story, and it leads up to that part?
Oh God,
That's
it
very
could be
possible.
because that's how this show likes to do it. They like
Yep.
to show one thing and then flip over to Lena or vice versa, and then have it intersect in the episode. I can see them doing that just with these 2 episodes. Yeah, that is true.
I could see
I think that's more likely.
Yeah, that's actually, I didn't even think about that, but I feel like that would be very strong to have next week be like all Lena, and then it builds up to that moment. And like, yeah, you realize that it's like, yeah, this whole thing was what led to that. And like, maybe they're all fucking dead. I mean, there's a chance. This show is like pretty indiscriminate about we will kill off characters, we will do this, that, or whatever. And just by like kind of hints that, like you said, people said like the show gets kind of crazy in season 2 and stuff. I could see like, yeah, it's a whole new cast in season 2 almost, aside from Undertaker and Lena and everything. I would not be the most surprised about that.
Mhm.
Or if
I
it
guess
just becomes
something
something
I
else.
get
Yeah.
Curious.
Because it's not to like hate on like the supporting cast, but the supporting cast, even though their personalities are great, they haven't really been developed that like amazingly. They don't have like a big, like a flourishing background really.
Right. They're
Besides, like,
characters. They're characters you care about, but as far as like
they do their job very well. They're just not like a very like you don't know much about them, so easily to be killed off and replaced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're definitely emotional fodder in a good way. I mean, they are like very strong. Yeah, you really do care about them. They put in the show puts in the legwork. They don't just say like, oh, you care about these characters, right? So you really feel this death, right? Like like they do the work to make you care about them for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm more like justifying the just killing them off theory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mostly.
So I guess good news as far as season 2. Apparently, this is the split core show, which means it'll be 2 like 12 sets of like 12ish episodes or whatever. So we might get the second season
As soon,
like by the end of this year.
nice.
Potentially just with a little break.
Like they just made them all at once or something. Is that what
Yeah.
it means? Okay.
That's what it's looking like, and that goes with when we were looking earlier about it coming soon and all that. So that would be neat if we don't have to wait too long for the next part of it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Again, just the way that they are telling the story is just still amazes me so much. I mean, we've said it every week, but I mean, this is just the biggest surprise for me. Because I'm very, very invested. I really want to know what happens going forward. I'm just interested. Like I was surprised by how much, again, them just like walking through this town, like nothing's really happening. There's no combat, no anything else like that or whatever, and just like hearing them like say like, yeah, well, I don't know, like my parents were from this town, but I was never here. It's like all this stuff. It's like, okay, I want to know about the world outside of here, and that's why I'm like, yeah, this could go for several more seasons, and you have plenty to work with. That would be interesting because they overall kept things pretty under wraps from us, from the viewer. And they're just very creative with the way they tell these things, these stories, like the way they do flashbacks and everything else. So it's pretty sweet.
Indeed. Alrighty. Moving on to Megalo Box Nomad, episode 11.
Oh, baby. We've watched a lot of anime.
Yeah.
These being in episode 11. We've watched a lot of shows.
Yep.
Fuck
that CEO is all I'm saying.
Yeah. His fucking big dumb glasses and his big dumb hair and his big...
It's Elon Musk, guys.
Yeah. Isn't he cool?
Young
He
Elon.
tap dances.
Yeah. Look how relatable it is. Remember, billionaires are just like you and me.
Yeah.
Just
The
they
billboard
have
told
money.
me so.
That's the old. Yeah. There's no difference.
None.
So we must
Not at all.
protect them.
Definitely feels like we're wrapping up for the end here. For
Yes,
sure.
we have
Oh,
a
yeah.
few more episodes. Yep, we obviously got our set thing. What's going to go on? As a potential series finale, with Joe stating, one way or another, this is my last match.
Yeah, and I mean, again,
Two people with brain damage going at each other. Let's go.
seriously. A testament to this show. I mean, I feel like a lot more so than season 1. Where I know we're gonna have Joe versus Matt for the final like big boxing match thing. I don't know how it's gonna end though. It's like I really don't know what to expect exactly because both of them seem pretty fucked up. Both of them like kind of have ticking time bombs on themselves. It's like I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know if winning even matters because I don't know what's gonna happen to them afterwards. I don't know.
Will they both
like,
live?
will either of them live? I really don't know.
That's a different case from the first season. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, the boxing match happened. But everyone will be, live afterward. And they're like,
Just the doctor's comment. It's like, yeah, he's a boxer. What boxer doesn't have brain damage,
yeah, kind of the territory.
I mean, it probably is kind of true in the real world too.
Oh, yeah.
It's 100%.
That's what I meant.
It's like,
I feel like this big commentary on actual boxing.
No doubt.
or just especially MMA. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
so do we like? I mean, so how many episodes do we have left of this? We have 2. Okay. I mean, predictions. Do you think what do you think is gonna happen? Because it seems like Mac is on a collision course with his shit.
someone's going to die.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
It's like Mac's just gonna lose control of himself and have the murder eyes, regardless of what he wants to do. It's just like
It's fine. It's fine. Joe has the very defensive
Gear.
gear.
and he's strung out and he's having like drug withdrawals. Great.
It's not even drug withdrawals. He's just like the actual lining and stuff of like his stomach's just fucked.
He's gonna die, right? At least by the end of this show, he's gonna die. I don't know. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I really can't. I really don't know for the show.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Well,
call it.
they raised a couple death flags for him, saying, "Oh, either way, this is my last match. I wanna, after this, just live the rest of my life, with
you
y'all and
guys."
all that stuff." Like, Joe, no, that could be 2 episodes.
Pain. I like Chief coming back again. Chief is like the backbone of the entire show. I just think that they did that in a very cool way.
Yeah, it's like him telling them like, "This is why I'm giving up the gearless show thing for this fight. Gonna be wearing for last fight. Be wearing this gear."
Yep. It's very meaningful. I mean, the fact that in a broad sense they could make him putting gear on exciting, because in the first one it was the exciting part was like, yeah, he's the scrappy guy doing no gear or whatever, and to make that exciting, it was like, yeah, but it's like that's very meaningful. It's like, yeah, as soon as he does that, you're like cheering for
And
him.
I kind of really like it's just gonna be for one fight.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I kind of like it. Just shows like Joe's character growth and everything. That he's like, yes, I'm doing this match, but like in the first one, he's like, fuck, Pop's gonna lose his eye. We're gonna do this, whatever. It's like, I won the thing. It's all for me to win the thing. It's like, in this one, he's like, no, I want to actually be alive to be with y'all. So I'm gonna, number 1, ask your permission, and number 2, I'm gonna wear this gear so that I don't fucking die. And it's like, I legitimately think like that's a lot of character growth for Joe compared to what he was before, which is cool. Yeah. Satoru is still just moody as hell.
He came around towards the end more.
Yeah.
I movie teenager.
I like Satoru just in the way that like if I had a family member who was in 8th grade, it's like I like you. You're like family, so like I'm gonna love and respect you, but you annoy the shit out of me because you're a fucking 8th grader. It's like, that's kind of how I feel about Satoru. It's like I like him, but he annoys me.
I think that's as intended.
Oh yeah,
as intended.
It totally is. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna. I feel like something else is gonna happen with Satoru or maybe he's just moody until the end. And it just doesn't matter. But like
yeah,
he's obviously the only kid that really matters to the story as far as like the people in the group. So like I expect something, but again, I can't predict any of this right now.
Damn. I guess for a fun little thing, what are the odds? What do you think the odds that maybe the fight doesn't happen as intended? Because they're going with the stuff with Mac, where his wife is pretty much like, "Don't do this, please."
Yeah,
dude, that would actually be like, what a like pulling the rug out and subverting expectation if there is no big climactic fight at all. Right when the fight is about to happen, it just gets stopped.
I would not be the most surprised because this show this season has definitely shown that they're not afraid to do that. And this season is almost a commentary on season 1 in a lot of ways. So it's like season 1 was a lot of fun, but really, if you think about it, it was really fucked up. And I think season 2 is kind of a commentary on that. So I would not be the most surprised if they end up realizing there's things bigger than this dumb boxing match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now, again, Mac's kind of admitting about the problems that the stuff is causing him and just everything surrounding it, and his wife and kid pretty much are like wanting him to stop.
Hurry. Very scary.
Yep. So we'll see what happens next week. But for now, let's talk about everything that happened on this week's episode of Odd Taxi.
Oh my god, we need a whole episode. We need a whole hour for it.
Let me pull that Wikipedia thing.
Yeah, you have to every week at this point. So, Alex, I'm sure you felt the same thing as soon as it started on the Idol girl. I was just filled with dread because you know where it's going. It's no.
I was excited. I saw the Idol. I was like, yes, finally.
I was I loved it. It was like Odd Taxi's like building up to this big heist, and it's like, yep, they're gonna give us a whole episode with just the Idol, and it wasn't a whole episode, but it was a lot of it, and I was like, yep, and finally everything, the pieces coming together, but just the dread that they made you feel when it's like, hey, person or whatever, and cuts over and it's the girl, and you're like, god damn, okay, like, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
So good. They've had 2 of these this season, and both those episodes have been like some of my favorite of Odd Taxi. Just having someone dialogue over past events. So good.
So yeah, answered some of their questions about the
Talking to the mic.
the girl.
Still don't know who killed her.
Yeah.
The central thing, yeah, we still don't know.
Still don't know who Otokawa was talking to as well.
Yeah.
No, because and now we know that when he said it's not her, he was saying it was the like there's 2 girls that he was in the car with.
Yeah.
He was not referencing whoever the fuck he was talking to
Yeah.
in his house. So we still don't know who the fuck he's talking to in his house.
Yeah. Or into the other Yuki.
Oh god, Skull Mask is still out there.
Yeah.
And Skull Mask is still out there.
There's so many balls being juggled.
Off screen, Lottery Man has been captured as well. And
Yeah.
has been brought in.
We literally don't even have time to show him.
Yeah.
Dude,
And I'm
the
fine
actual
with
dissecting of the body, even though they didn't even show the body being dissected, was kind of
Yeah.
it was really fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was telling you, I mean, this anime is an all timer for me. I mean,
Yeah.
easy.
So good.
It's just incredible. This is just not. I did not expect this for the show either.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to think, Derby, because we talked about some of it after, so I'm trying to think of like what stuff we brought up.
yeah, we need to start taking notes. At 11 episodes in, we've probably just done a bad job of this.
Don't worry, we'll do it for the remaining episodes.
I mean, just the fact that they went through that whole thing, like you said, and like I feel like we learned so much and so many things. Like finally, they revealed the curtain and revealed a lot of things to us. But then, like Alex said, the central thing we still don't know. We still don't know who killed her. I feel like we learned so much, but we don't know. We probably took a lot of suspects off of it. Like it's probably not Yanu and everything because he's part of this whole thing or whatever. And it's it's like yeah, but we still don't really know who it is or who would have the motive to do it or everything. And just the suspense that it builds for like next week with Otokawa for some reason is so hell-bent on framing both of these people, and now his plan is being scrambled up.
Yeah,
and
Yamamoto's not involved.
I have the feeling that he's going to do something reckless to try to make sure it still happens, and he's going to get in trouble because he seems very hell-bent on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're starting, presumably with the heist, because they end the episode with Dobu kind of looking on at Yanu going into the bank. It's like, it's go time. Yeah, trying to think of some other. Oh yeah, Alex. Darby and I were talking about the mystery kiss girl who died. They mentioned her father, and keep on mentioning multiple times he's influential and all that kind of stuff. And looks like they show him, and he's looks like a baboon or monkey or something.
Yeah.
So it makes it look like that mystery kiss girl is adopted or stepchild, and Otokawa seems to react to his name when he hears it over the radio about the press conference. So I was thinking when talking to Darby that's potentially his benefactor that they keep on mentioning as well.
Yeah.
I could see that. Also, small little thing, little Damien as well is kind of missing.
True.
Yeah.
Because they mentioned yeah. So where is he? The last time he was saw was possibly the one who shot Dubu,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
has not been seen since.
Yeah. And that's something I probably would have forgotten about. That I might forget about by next week. There's just
How are they going to do all this in 2 episodes? I mean, I trust them, but so much.
They will, and it'll be a lot of like, holy shit, I forgot, holy. There's too many things to keep track of, so you're gonna get surprised. Yeah, and it seemed like Big Damon, like, well, no, I mean, I was gonna say it seems like he knows something, but like, I don't know, his reaction might have been genuine when he's like, I don't know where my brother is, and he won't answer my call. Yeah, I mean, that was probably genuine. I don't know. I guess we don't even.
It doesn't seem like the Damons would turn on each other.
No.
At least in that way.
Did we see Dobu much?
Oh.
Not too much. Some at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like once or twice as like doing over the phone.
I'm just like, I still like the fact that they've done multiple times with people saying like, Odokawa, yeah, this is messed up, but like you really shouldn't get involved. You really don't need to get involved, and he's just like hell bent on doing it. And then now that like the dog guy is not gonna be there, I think next week might get real bad for Odokawa. I'm kind of expecting. I'm expecting like the rapping Yanu or whatever to get on to him or something, because they're coming from a different play. There's just too much of his plan that's been like kind of fucked up at this point. So it's like that makes me nervous.
Also, the comedians getting a big part of this as well in this episode. Like, God, what is their part, or what are they going to play in this? Like, you can't even fit them in anywhere, but they're going to have some big influential part in it.
One of them is dating the main mystery kiss girl.
That's the only one. But the warthog is hard for me.
The only thing I can think is that he's one of the only characters that's like had any sort of conversation / connection with Mask Guy with the gun. So I don't know if he's gonna talk him down from killing someone or something. Like he's like the only one that's really like had a thing with him.
Yeah,
I'm just spitballing.
He's the actual killer.
It's probably gonna be someone we know. I mean, they do in this show. Like, they don't really have any twist that's like completely out of nowhere. It's usually like, oh well, there's that one thing, So I would suspect that the shooter is someone that, like, if you were perceptive enough, you could figure out right now who the shooter was, because they don't really like have drop threads in the show. Like, everything comes back around to mean something. At least it has so far.
Yeah.
And then now, so we also learned that Odokawa's parents maybe tried to kill him. It was maybe a double suicide.
Yeah.
Triple suicide.
It tripled, or I guess it was a
double. It was a double.
Double.
Try to go for the triple.
I guess that would be a double suicide and a homicide, but what?
And a homicide, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess technicalities.
2 for 1, yeah.
Murder suicide,
yeah, all that stuff.
A murder suicide. That's the word.
Do we buy that? Not buy that? What do you think is going on there? Because like I don't know where that's going.
With this show, there's probably going to be more to it than just that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially with the benefactor situation.
Do we hear
That's
much?
why I'm figuring the benefactor probably tried to set up to kill the parents for some reason, and then for some reason took Odokawa in afterwards.
Yeah.
My guess.
So did we get any hints as to like who his parents were, like what they did and stuff? In here?
They mentioned their job, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It was something kind of ordinary.
Yeah. It was nothing very noteworthy.
God, Odokawa is so interesting because we have this whole like mental thing, but then he has this weird past that we don't know. It's like, I don't know, I can't fucking figure him out.
Hurry up, Guriki. We're curious.
Do more investigative journalism.
Yeah. What are you doing?
And where's Baboon Man? He just went home, right? I guess we just haven't seen him since he went home. I mean,
same thing with Hippo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Hippo
just
might
maybe at
just be
this point,
done,
their
yeah.
main parts in the story are done.
Alpaca Lady's
Yeah.
definitely gonna come back at some point. She's like the central love interest.
She is the killer.
And,
Then we get to see when she does her little kung fu, and that's how they said blunt force to the head. She's just like dropping.
and it plays that music while
Yeah.
they show it. Yeah, and the fact that, but like you say, if that guy's his benefactor, like he was the like. So I mean, that could be because like, who knows what this guy's deal is? But if girl who's died, if she was adopted by this guy, and we also think that this guy might have been his benefactor and adopted him, it seems like that's two different people that he's like adopt. I mean, I guess Oikawa has it didn't die or whatever, but it's like this guy has adopted two different people who are like estranged, like not he's not connected to them. Like one's dead, one's like doesn't even know who the fuck he is. It's like there's something up with this guy and adopting children. You know what I mean? If that's
A lot of cars are technically adopted, so at least a difference between the two.
at least taking in kids. I just
Yeah.
mean like
Most
normal people aren't walking around taking in kids.
supporting
all
it
the
is
time,
to be
you know? It's
the
like,
better word for.
I'm just thinking he has some ulterior motive to this. Like he's so there's something fucked up going on, and that there's definitely a connection there. There's like technically two different kids he's taken in some way. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a connection there. I have no clue what it fucking is, but I think that's a good catch that he might be that.
So much. I assume we'll get some answers next week. You have to. 2 episodes left.
Oh boy, that's so damn good.
But Darby, how good was Shadow House or Shadow's House? Episode 10.
I don't know. Someone else start
They're
first.
human.
Yeah.
They were human. Shadows came from the human.
They're little magical shadow fairy things.
Yeah.
They were
That
little-
also develop personalities over time.
Yes. We got a lot in this episode.
Yeah, no, I mean this was the best episode of the whole show by a good margin. I think to me, I mean it was like this is where it's like, okay, you're learning a lot today.
Yeah. Strap in, folks.
You're learning a lot, and like the like stakes shifted, and I think it made the last like 5 episodes of building up all about the dolls, and then like the shadows being like humanized and affected by the dolls, and then now all of a sudden you basically rip the dolls away from them. The dolls are like taken off the board.
I didn't really think about it. I know this is where you're going for, but I do think as far as like we were saying about the pacing for it, I think it does make the last a little bit better because we see besides actually the stuff that's going on, like main purpose as far as that in the storytelling. Pointing out, just the relationship between the shadows and the dolls and all that stuff.
Yeah, I still do think it was a little long, but overall, I think it justifies it a lot more because it's just like narratively interesting that you made us care about these shadows, and you saw how the dolls they need the dolls, and then to just from a narrative perspective to just and now you don't have them anymore. It's like that's going to be very interesting.
Also, one of the shadow people are dead, and Rum's going to become pretty much a zombie.
Yep.
Which is
Have her
100%
memories
going to
wiped.
come back. Yeah.
Yep. Because of magic coffee.
Already, all the dolls already drank the magic coffee that now puts them under grandfather's control.
Yeah, coffee is the source of all evil.
It is caffeine. Watch it. It's literally just caffeine. They just gave him Jordan's magic water from Space Jam. It's actually nothing.
So, unless it kind of hit it, something I just thought about is, I guess we'll have to see how the coffee's effect goes the long haul, because it doesn't seem like the older dolls that Emilico has been chatting with are been under the spell.
True.
And they all went through their debuts.
True.
It does look like an exaggerated thing just to show
Yeah.
the ones that had drank it, but one doll did say offhand, like, "Oh, you'll end up loving this drink." So it does sound like they probably do drink it like every day, or at
Yeah.
least a lot of times, especially in those big gatherings. It seems like a common drink.
Yeah, but there was definitely like that one, the doll who's paired with the asshole lady. I don't remember her name, with the blonde hair or whatever. Like she's like very much not like drinking the cool. She's very much not like part of this whole thing. She was kind of like rebelling, like in a lot of ways. So yeah, that is true. I didn't really think about that. Did they bust it out because they did specifically say like, Edward, you kind of fucked up. You let them like get way too much independence and
Yeah.
everything. And
Might have given them a little higher dose of the.
Well,
soup coffee.
Miliko willingly took an extra dose.
True.
She took both hers and Kate.
Yeah.
That's probably the reason Miliko is probably still like.
That's actually fair. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how the other ones act, or even have a Miliko act next episode.
Yeah.
Miliko's just going to become like a super soldier for her Lord Grandfather. If anyone says anything bad about him, she just like stabs them.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I mean that was the biggest, like that was the most fun shift I think this show has ever had. Now I'm like, this is the most excited I've been for the next week, because I'm like, now the show's been very focused on the dolls. I expect these last few episodes to be more focused on the shadows now.
Yeah, at least like immediately on Cake, because you're like, okay,
yeah.
what's going on here?
And I think you're gonna have a similar dynamic where it's like some of the shadows are like obviously John, you saw like passing a note to her and stuff. He's obviously gonna be in on it, but like a lot of the shadows are gonna be rebelling. But then you're gonna have that one lady who's a complete asshole, who's like, probably gonna be trying to sabotage them in some way.
Yeah, I think I mentioned to you after that episode. Yeah, John will be in. I imagine Patrick may not be need much convincing, because all three of them have really good relationship with their dolls. Louise or whatever. It's gonna be the one that's probably not gonna go in on it.
Can we talk about how fucked up the lady just dissolving into dust was?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it's fine. She did develop a personality, you know what? And I say next time, develop a personality.
It's on her, really, if you think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
It's really on her. It's not the awful like circumstance of the house at all. It's just it just happens. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It happens. Just about her disembodied hand was just there. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And me and Jeff were both like, wait, what's going on? Wait, what? No.
Yeah, because the way they made it sound, I guess, I was thinking about it, it's like, I don't think we saw all of them go through, like, in pass. Like, then Miliko did. It's like, okay, last one, I guess maybe they went through. And they showed Rum still out there. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no.
At least it also gives an explanation of, like, why, Shirley was so quiet the entire time as well. Literally, she was just a defective shadow.
Yeah, she was basically
Never.
Yeah, like she was like an animal basically. Like couldn't talk.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really
kind of
interesting.
function.
Really super interesting. It's like, yeah, these are.
It's also interesting they use the dolls to develop the personality of the shadows.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get the shadows and the dolls themselves to be a close 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
But then it also makes it interesting for how different a lot of them are from each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
That might be because we've mainly been seeing the new ones, the ones that just through the debut, and they've all the top shadows are kind of even commenting of you kind of let them do their own thing a little much, don't you think? Letting them have free will a little bit.
It sounds like they want to kind of keep them confined to each other, so that all the shadow and the doll's experience all are one. So they just end up, as it sounds like, synchronizing, and they fuse into one.
It's all for the next step in human evolution.
And the fact that they're not supposed to, you're supposed to have way less than this actually pass. It's supposed to just be a very select few, everyone else dies, and those few are like very brainwashed. But obviously, these people got like learn the power of friendship, and Edward's like, the coffee will fix everything. It's like, I don't think the coffee's gonna fix it. And so we basically learned. So Edward is basically just another shadow. He's just trying to work his way up their ranks. Is
Pretty much.
what we
Yeah.
get. Like he's
He's
never
pretty high
like,
up there, but not at the highest yet. You just kind of saw that council of what was it, 3 or 4 that were with grandfather, and that seems like to be the highest.
Yeah, they mentioned like 3rd floor shadows or whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah. He's
first
probably
floor.
a 2nd floor trying to make his way up into a 3rd.
And we definitely already see the next goalpost. I mean, getting past the debuts, the first thing, and now they're like, yeah, work up the levels. So that's definitely going to be what they're like, quote unquote, at least like acting like they're trying to do, at least to survive for a while. But then I'm sure the plot will eventually become tearing it all down.
Even like Edward.
We also don't know how many levels there are because like right now they're in a different wing. Like that's the that's the 3rd floor to like grandfather's thing. Like who knows? Like right now they're in a separate wing. Well, if that wing has multiple floors, unlike or there's different areas that they also have to get past.
Oh, sorry,
So-
guys. I'm gonna spoil the whole thing for you. All right, so they're gonna get halfway up the floors on the house or whatever,
Is this gonna be
and
SAO?
then they're gonna go leave that house, go to a completely different house full of fairies and people with pointy ears, and then there's gonna be weird tentacle sex scenes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, before you even started, I knew it was gonna be SAO. I knew this was gonna be a sword art.
Yeah, so get excited. Get excited.
Darby, they're like 12.
Because as
So we're
saying it,
the Sword Art Online, Jeff, and we all had to watch it. I can't get it out of my brain. My eyeballs
Yeah.
witnessed it. They will
I
never
didn't make
leave.
it that far.
Good for you. I'm happy
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
just watch the first 12 episodes. It's pretty
Just
good.
stop. Just
Yeah,
stop.
stop. Honestly, I say it's pretty good. The ending to the first 12 episodes is pretty doo doo.
Pretty dude.
Yeah, just like stop before the final battle of the first 12 episodes and just leave on the cliffhanger and you'll be fine.
Sure. Call it a final battle if we will.
Yeah, I've tried that, you know.
Well, let's stop talking
You don't
about
get- you
bad
don't get
stuff.
climax.
Talking about good stuff like Shadow House.
Well, yeah, I mean, any
No,
more
I'm
to
done
say?
talking about good stuff now. I just want to talk about bad stuff.
Well, good thing we have 2 Year Eternity, the worst show on
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do want to
Google
bring up
Soul.
how cool, before we move on, Kate,
Hold on.
okay, Kate and Miliko going down the river in the boat, makeshift boat.
Yeah, that was great. He's like, what have I forgotten? He's like, and then that was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought they were going down the hill that they climbed up on. It's like, oh yeah, she's probably just riding it down the hill. Oh no, she's going down the river. Okay. Well, this is a little bit more crazy than I thought it was going to be. Here we go.
Love it.
That was awesome.
All right, 2 Year Eternity, episode 10.
He swole.
Gugu became.
Oh my god.
Swole. Oh, Gugu swole.
My god.
He'd be training these 4 years.
And Gugu did not skip any muscle group when he came to training. He looked up the physique of Goku and was like, "That's me. That will be me." And he did it. God damn it.
I love that we got a time skip in the middle of the episode.
That might be like my favorite single moment, or like at least it was so goddamn funny when it cuts back and you just see a glimpse of his arm, and I think Jeff was like, "Wait a minute!" I was like, "Oh my god!"
And I wasn't too surprised because in the opening you see Swole Gugu.
Yeah.
You see Swole Gugu throwing a spear.
I'm glad I didn't
You
see that.
also see Gugu using his fire as well.
Yeah, I see that stuff the opening, but after March, I try not to take it at face value.
Yeah. I honestly, what I was thinking was going to happen was Gugu was going to die, and what's his name? Goddamn, Fushi was going to take over and somehow figure out how to use the alcohol in Gugu's stomach. That's what I thought what might happen. But
Right.
once Gugu actually did kill it, I was like, oh, okay. Now Gugu's going to get swole. Now we get swole Gugu. Here we go.
I was pretty sure that Gugu wasn't gonna die. Just I didn't think they were gonna do the same thing 3 times. Or, it's like
I was hoping not. That's why I hope they weren't going to do it. It's just one of those things. I felt like it was trending that way for a second. And I was like, please don't do it.
Yeah.
With like the ruptured stomach and everything. Don't do it. Like it just won't hit the same because you've done it already so many times. And it's like, okay, no, we're just gonna get fire breathing Goo Goo. He became a Pokemon.
Well, now instead of the sad, helpless death, we're probably going to get a heroic death from Goo Goo in the future.
Yeah.
He fucking puts the team on his back, his very muscular back.
Yes. So yeah, I think this helps something that I think we all figured, that this show is probably going to go over the span of many in-universe years.
The fact that they'll just casually
Boy ages.
They'll casually
Yes.
bump 4 years or whatever it was like that. Yeah, and the boy aging is
Yes,
Well, okay. Did he age just because he didn't change forms though?
that is what
He
I was
changed
wondering.
form.
Yes, that's what Dari and I were talking about. I wonder if, like, when
'Cause
he's in
yeah.
a certain form, that form kind of ages at a normal rate.
Because he doesn't look that much older than he was.
Well,
'cause
I
he's just now
also-
getting facial hair.
I also pointed out if they're all just aging, and the fact that they age at all or whatever, that means the wolf is just gonna die eventually, right?
The wolf actually probably might already be dead because like who knows like how how old that wolf already was. Wolves don't live long.
we didn't see him transform to the wait. At least I don't think we saw him in the wolf.
I don't
yet.
think we saw any other form
Yeah,
after
so-
the jump.
Yeah.
No, it was literally just
That definitely
probably
adds a
because
whole
he's
nother-
it's probably because he's preferring the boy form, and also they told him not to really switch around Ren.
Yeah, and I got to imagine, he hasn't. I mean, I'm curious to see if he's gotten anything else in the 4 years. Like, do we suddenly see him transform to something different?
I don't think so, because I think we were supposed to get from him talking to the guy. The guy was like, you need to leave here or you're not going to be able to win. He's like, I want to stay. And he's like, all right, I'm not going to stop you. It's like, this is not what you should do, but I'm not going to stop you. I think we're going to, like, he got to, basically, this was the first arc that ended just happy. I mean, there wasn't, like, this completely crushing defeat thing in here as much as the others, but I think there's going to be a consequence of that. I think him living 4 years happily with these people or whatever, there's the next time that, like, next time we see the antagonist force or whatever, he's going to be, like, destroyed. Like, he's not going to be capable at all, and he's going to,
On Goo Goo Strong.
He's really strong.
He's got to just kill Goo so he can take his muscular body. And
I will say something else in the opening is Ren being rescued by looks like Goo Goo's brother. Don't know what that means. Could be Goo Goo, but it's like blonde hair and his face isn't messed up.
Probably is. I mean, he gave him the money and left. That's definitely going to come back in some way.
Yeah.
That's,
So potentially that may not be,
Or
because
gave him the
at least
ring.
with the opening, it seems like with scenes that are technically in the show, the version that's in the opening is changed. Because in the opening, there is a scene of them all at the table and kind of like Fushi in the middle and everyone kind of eating. But in the opening, it has March there. And in the show, obviously, she is not there.
yeah.
So even the stuff in the opening that is kind of like, oh, this is technically from the show, but it's going to have a twist to it.
Some element of that, like that brother's coming back in some way, probably for some heroic reason because he gave him the ring, and it is probably going to be that like changed his life or whatever,
Yeah, especially after a time skip.
They leave, yeah, like that's coming back for sure. I mean, it's kind of cool that like this arc is like over, but it's kind of over, but these characters are continuing.
Yes.
Like we're not done with these characters.
Yeah,
right
and
now,
we mentioned it when we ended the March arc going in with I always forget her name, the old woman. It's like, okay, at least it's not after each arc, besides the forms, everything from that previous arc is just left alone.
gone, yeah,
Stuff will carry over.
right, yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope they just like whatever they creatively want to do. If they want to do 2 different arcs with the same characters, cool. If they want to like clean slate it, I'm sure they'll do both. They'll do like back and forth. Because like you said, it's going to go over centuries. By season 4, Goo Goo is probably going to be like long dead, just because we've passed. So
I
much
mean, we
time.
could get a time at some point, and Goo Goo is dying of old age.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I mean, again, I'm just kind of spitballing, or guessing it's going to go over years and years. I expect at one point this could be like a century time, like 100-year-long time skip or something to that effect.
Would not be super surprised.
But yeah, I imagine the way the show is going to at least go for now is, yeah, something's going to happen that Fushi needs to decide, okay, I need to leave, and Gugu, at the very least, is going to go along with him.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's the obvious thing. You don't make that boy that swole without him going with Fushi.
Mm.
Give him that swole just for Fushi to leave. It's like, okay, bye, Gugu.
Alex, did you also? I just like to point out that like Gugu and I guess Fushi are the only ones whose character models changed like at all in the time skip. Like everyone else.
The girl got taller.
Ren did not
Slightly
change.
taller.
She got taller.
She's still
She did not look physically. She's wearing the exact same clothes.
Yeah. It's fine. She's a little taller. That's all.
And old people don't look
Well, that's
different.
what Jeff said.
And old people don't change.
Well, Jeff said like it's been a time skip, and then I saw Reen. I was like, has it been a time skip, or did Gugu just work really hard the last 4 weeks? Like really hard. I mean, he better be getting some with Reen, right? I mean, just look at him. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Fun
it's
stuff.
fascinating. I don't know where it's going to go next episode.
I also just love that like this show was like pulling at the heartstrings for 2 straight things, and this also pulled at the heartstrings a lot. But it also is just a weird ass show, and I appreciate it for it. But
Yeah.
a lot of the humor in this is just fucking weird. Even with like the alcohol rupturing in his stomach, and he just turns red and starts like. It was the weirdest portrayal of a drunk person I think I've ever seen. Where it's just like it's just like the most unpredictable things. I don't know. This show has a very weird energy to it that I really appreciate. I was not expecting this much like offbeat comedy from To Your Eternity, but I think that's going to be the thing about this show is it's going to take a million different forms.
Yes,
and yeah,
we're here for all.
which is yes, absolutely.
Also, Fushi technically lost.
He did. He was a rock.
We do have
He did become rock.
We do have to talk about that. Is a lot of fire to come from a jug of liquor in a man's stomach. That
Yeah,
was
but it's anime fire.
quite a lot of fire.
Yeah, Darby, it's anime fire, and that's magical wood. It just burns real good. It's just a good burn.
True.
That's that kindling you use that when you want to make yourself something to eat. That's what.
I mean, that is what I would use if that's what it can do. I mean, I guess you might kill yourself with it if it makes that big of a fire.
Oh yeah. You just gotta be careful.
Yeah, we're jumping around all over the place, but sorry, going back to The Rock. It is interesting because we did see him get all the way down to Rock, but it seems that he is not like sentient and aware of his surroundings as Rock, or like he cannot like I guess he does.
He is Rock.
He does actually need something with like a brain and eyes and a mouth and stuff.
Yes.
I wonder if he would ever purposely go to Rock, because he transformed back from Rock. If he purposely goes to Rock. Yeah.
It seems like he needed God's help to change.
Yeah. Because the forwards were back in him, and then God kind of had to tap him.
I guess you can't get any simulation as Rock.
Yeah.
Did the wolf eat the rock? How do you
The wolf died on top of the rock.
on top of the rock? Okay. I was thinking it was like that would be very weird if he ate the rock, but I forgot how exactly he got wolf.
Yeah, wolf had injury on leg, then died on rock.
As far as how that stimulated the rock,
Or
just go with it.
There's gonna be something like someone's gonna grab the rock and kill someone else with it, and then he's gonna become that person or something. Maybe. Or there'll just be another scene, another arc where like an adorable little kid gets the rock and like makes a toy out of it or something, and then the kid fucking dies, of course, and then we'll be the kid and we'll be crying and
This is one thing that's been since Fushi and Gugu talked about the whole pretty much people or things need to die that stimulate him for him to turn into them, kind of solidifying that. It's always been in my mind something I feel like the show would do. Does he need to see that person or thing die? Or will he just suddenly turn to someone we've seen in the past, and that's how we learn something.
It seems like they can kind of make up a new.
Yeah.
I mean, the rules are so fucking broad that they can kind of just be like, "Oh no, this is how it works," so we can't really fight them on it because the rules were so, you know, the rules are so open that like they can kind of justify almost anything at this point. Even the fact that he was like, "I can make pairs with my hands," I'm like, "What the what?"
He was very stimulated by those pairs, Darby.
I can't wait for like 3 seasons from now when he's like, "That mountain's really pretty." Here's a mountain. It's like, I really love the earth. It's very good. Well, thank you guys so much for watching Anime Gauntlets episode 9. We'll be back next week. We only really have a few more episodes, right? Just total. Our longest
3
show.
episodes?
Yeah, our longest show only has like 3 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah. Our plan is right now, dear listener, is the week that Shadow House ends in about 3 weeks. We'll do To Your Eternity. We'll probably just do all our awards.
Yeah.
And whatever silly stuff we decide to do that episode, especially since it'll only be 2 shows.
And Joran.
Yes, and Jordan. And stop doing To Your Eternity weekly, and we will just do something for it when its 20 episode run is done.
Yes. Yeah. And we want to announce what the next thing's going to be eventually.
I can't even remember 100% what it was.
Madoka Magica.
Oh yeah, that thing.
That thing.
That
We're going to be watching Madoka Magica at some point after all of this.
and next month we're getting Beastar season 2, baby. Let's go. You ready, Alex?
I'm very ready.
Indeed. Bye.
Yeah, get out of here. Bye.
Bye.